Samantha Miller and her parents Kevin and Julie. Gabriella Mookie and her parents Chad and Shelley. Leah Tyson and her parents Doug and Regina. And now for the varsity sophomores. Abby Cole and her parents Jeff and Paula. McKenna Conkey and her parents Chris and Melissa. Lindsay Nell and her parents Marty and Jenny. Juniors. Lydia Bernhardt and her parents Scott and Cindy. Siri Kuski and her parents Matt and Jen. Kiara Shea and her parents Gavin and Tracy and stepdad Scott. Chloe Fulbright and her parents Kevin and Stephanie. And now for the seniors. Brooklyn Kingsland and her parents Mike and Colleen. Lily Mookie and her parents Chad and Shelley. Peyton Chemnitz and her parents Phil and Julie. Maddie Lair and her parents Kevin and Jenny. And Jess Pino and her parents Todd and Amy. Once again, parents, thank you for everything you do.
I want to welcome you into the campus of Winnebago Lutheran Academy. I'm Jordan King, taking you through tonight's action between the Lomira Lions and the Winnebago Lutheran Academy Vikings. Girls Flyway Conference basketball going on a Tuesday night, and it is a Flyway night. All 8 Flyway teams in action against one another. We'll get into some of those as we go throughout the game. The Vikings, for the third time this season, are coming off of a loss. The first 2 times they lost this season, they remedied that in the very next game with wins. No losing streaks for the Vikings at all this season. They have bounced back each time they've lost, winning the next game. To do that tonight, they will have to complete a season sweep over the Lomira Lions. In the first meeting, WLA won 65-42. That one down at Lomira. Lomira, a vastly improved team this season under new head coach Liz Cook back at her alma mater, doing a great job with the Lady Lions, and a chance for the Lions to get above 500 in conference play. They recently beat Amro, and Amro's a pretty good team. Lomira is on the uptick, it certainly seems like. Still a very young team, still a team that's learning how to win, but a team that's getting closer. Vikings going to have to bring it tonight. Not look ahead to tomorrow's tough test against Kewaskum. All that coming up here on WLA TV. Hope you'll stay with us. We'll have anthem and starters coming up next. Stay with us.
Winnebago Lutheran Academy welcomes you to this evening's Flyway Conference basketball game between the Lions of Lomira and the Vikings of Winnebago Lutheran Academy. Winnebago Lutheran Academy and Lomira High School and the WIAA require good sportsmanship and education-based sporting events. Attendance at interscholastic activities is a privilege with the expectation to exhibit positive and respectful behavior. For the enjoyment and respect of all in attendance, your cooperation in demonstrating a high ideal of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please stand, remove your hats, and join us in honoring America and those who protect it with the playing of our national anthem. It's time to meet the starting lineups for this evening's game. First, for the Lions, a junior, number 11, Marie Steinman. A sophomore, number 12, Addie Zahn. A senior, number 23, Callie Newman. A junior, number 32, Jay Zinkshine. And a senior, number 34, Nadine Geiger. Lions are coached by Liz Cook.
Welcome back in here to Winnebago Lutheran Academy. I'm Jordan King. The Lions and the Vikings tonight, Lomira and WLA getting after it. These two sit next to each other in the Flyway Conference standings. WLA squarely in third place, 6-2 in the Flyway through the first half, and then plus an extra game. They beat Mayville to start the second half, did WLA. Lomira is fourth in the Flyway, tied for fourth with Amro. Both of those teams 4-4. As I just mentioned, Lomira beat Amro to get their second half of the Flyway season underway. Laconia still 8-0, Springs 7-1, and then those three teams that I just mentioned, WLA, Lomira, Amro. That's the next that next tier after the top two. Vikings still believe they belong in that top two discussion. They'll have an opportunity both against Laconia and against Springs in the second half of the season to get that done. We'll tip it in just a second here, tell you about the lineups when we do. Stay with us. And we're going to tip it off, just getting the camera situation figured out there, and appreciate Nick Russ doing that for us here this evening. And the Vikings squandered an early chance offensively, so Lomira will have their first offensive possession. A team that does not score as much as WLA does, as Jess Pinto gets a block underneath. That was Marie Steinman trying to get going for the Lions. Instead, the Vikings come the other way, straight down to Pinto. Pinto goes up with it, can't finish. On the left side, nice rebound on the near side from Callie Newman, who outlets it to Addison Zahn. That pass is a little bit out of the outstretched hand of Lindsay Nell and tipped out of bounds. Stays with the Lions. A lot of underclassmen here for the Lions, or should I say non-senior players, although they do have a few in the starting lineup. Kelly Newman, Nadine Geiger, both seniors. That was a pass from Jay Zingzheim, who was looking for Geiger, and the pass was tipped away. Vikings doing a nice job defensively to start. Here's Kiera Shea. Cross-court pass to Pino. Pino tries to kick it out to Nell. Nell has it, drives, kicks. Right wing three on the way. That's good. And a good start for the Vikings. It's Abby Cole with a right wing triple. Cole shoots the three at a 21.4% clip. That's good for third on the team. As Addison Zahn is bumped a little bit there. No whistle. She's guarded by Siri Kuski. Kuski, Pino, both from the Lomira area, playing against the hometown team, so to speak, tonight. Early 3-0 lead for the Vikings. Inside, and going up is Marie Steinman, and she'll head to the free throw line. Get a quick foul on the Vikes. First foul for either team, and the first trip to the free throw line for either team as well. Nell with her first personal. She picked up a couple of early ones on Monday in what was kind of a nightmare of a game against New Holstein. And it just really kind of took her out of what was a very strong start for her. Double figures in the first half for Nell, and she really didn't play as much as maybe she wished she could have. Second from Steinman is good, so the first points on the board for Lomira. Every game Lomira has won this season against good quality opponents, they have done so playing good defense and not scoring a ton, but scoring enough, right, on offense. Down the lane goes Nell, gets it out to Cole. Now Abby Cole on the drive. She goes up with the right hand on that right side, and she finishes. Abby Cole's got 5. She didn't get going until late in the game on Monday when the game was already out of reach. Addison Zahn into the front court. She's just a sophomore for the Lions. Down the lane all the way to the hoop, and she's blocked by Pino. They're going to get a foul. And Addison Zahn will head to the free throw line. So a couple of quick fouls for the Vikings. And this will be the second trip to the line for the Lions. That's Cole picking up her first. So both sophomores for the Vikings picking up early fouls. Something they will not want to do is get into foul trouble, as they have had a propensity to do recently. Second one for Zahn looks good, and it rattles home. 3 points all coming from the free throw line for the Lions, and it's 5-3. 3 for 4 to start off. Strong start shooting from the charity stripe for the Lions. Handoff from Cook to Nell down to the corner. Shea was hot from 3 on Monday, and she hits her first tier tonight. Kiera Shea hits the triple. She's trending closer to that 30% mark from 3. She's still got a ways to go, but in one game she brought it from 21 up to 24 and change from the three-point line. They're going to get a bump there as Kiera Shea was moving her feet, sliding side to side. The Lomira player stepped out of bounds, and they're going to get a foul call. That was ticky-tack for sure. And Lomira will take it in with Zahn underneath. So one foul on Shea as well. Shea averages, that's a travel. They're going to say it was touched last by Lomira anyways. And Zingzheim couldn't keep control of it. Poked away by one of the Vikings. 8-3 lead for WLA. Not often that they outshoot a team from the three-point line, but that's what's happening so far tonight. As Lomira plays a man-to-man, but they're going to make WLA shoot it. And if you do your film study on WLA, I would say this is probably the way that you would attack them defensively. Make them shoot the three. If they're going to hit threes on you, you got to tip your cap to them. They're too good inside with Nell, Cole, Pino, and the like, and the driving ability of Kiera Shea. So certainly what you would expect from a good coach in Liz Cook. Well prepared. Here's Nell on the right side. Drives the right lane. Up with the right hand. Count the basket and the foul. Oh, they're going to say it's on the floor. So it'll be underneath. My goodness, the whistle didn't come until after the ball had hit the glass, and then they say it was on the floor. Good drive by Nell. certainly was fouled in the act of shooting if there was a foul. Now, I didn't think there was a foul there either, but it's got the ticky-tack whistles early on here. That was the first foul on Lomira, and this was kicked out by Lomira, but they're going to have a conversation about it. And it'll stay with WLA. Just over 3 minutes into this one, WLA with the 5-point lead. Lomira hung with WLA for the first portion of the game down at Lomira. Got away from them at the end, 65-42. As I mentioned, though, this Lomira team still kind of finding how to win games, and that's what young teams have to do. There is something to learning how to close. Down the lane goes Nell. Nell up with the right hand and finishes. Lindsay Nell's first points of the night. She's the second leading scorer in the Flyway, averaging about 16.5 points per game. And she's got her first points here tonight. Zahn into the front court, uses a screen. Goes down to the corner. Nice drive and finish. Up on the right-hand side from Nadine Geiger. Geiger's first points of the ball game, and that stifles the WLA 5-0 run with a pair of points for the Lions. Handing off is Shea to Kuski. Kuski return pass to Shea on the left wing. And it ends up with Nell in the corner. Drives the left side up with the left hand. Can't get it to go, but they'll say she was fouled. And that was Jay Zingzheim underneath. Number 32. Zingzheim, a junior, as is Marie Steinman and Addison Zahn. Callie Newman, number 23, is the leading scorer as Nell misses her first free throw attempt of the night. Nell was terrific from the free throw line on Monday in the losing effort. I believe 8 for 9 was her mark at the end of that one. And she's been shooting the free throw much better since kind of an outing to forget a couple of weeks ago at St. Mary's Springs. So she hits 1 for 2. WLA's lead back up to 6. Zahn bounces to Steinman, top of the screen. And it gets kicked out to Zingzheim. Geiger down underneath, and it's thrown away. Looking for Steinman was Newman. Went over the hands of Steinman and turned the ball back over to the Vikings. Kirsten Litterick and Emily Drykosen into the game for the Lions. Drykosen is the 4th leading scorer for Lomira. Kirsten Litterick also in the top 6 actually scoring. Down the lane goes Kira Shea. She can't get it to go. That should be on the floor. Well, he said 2 shots. If it's 2 shots, it should be and 1. So 2 shots. Nope. I don't know how that one works out. Okay. I think they're going to say she recollected and shot. That was the explanation on that one. Jess Pino hits her first free throw. Pino was shooting just 7.7%. That's a fancy way of saying she was 1 for 13 coming into tonight from the free throw line. Hits her first here, though, tonight. And that one clanks off the right side of the rim. So the Vikings starting out at a 50% clip from the charity stripe tonight. That's a little bit closer to what their season average is. This is not a good shooting team, which is part of why Lomira, I think, wants to pack it in. That was tipped away by Pino. Good defense by Kuski. Ends up with Nell. Up with the right hand. Can't get it to go. Offensive foul. Nell picks up her second. And I think Coach Schroffnagel just changed a substitution. He just looked over to number 33, Peyton Chemnitz, who is checking in, and pointed to Lindsay Nell. I think Nell's going to come out after picking up her second foul. At the same time, Coach Cook going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll take an early one with him. It's a 7-point Viking lead from WLA. You're watching on WLA TV. Stay with us. Back here at Winnebago Lutheran Academy, Vikings out to an early 12-5 lead, forcing a timeout from Coach Cook. 13-12 to play in the first half. Here's Kirsten Litterick. She came in for, I believe it was Steinman, and allows Zahn to move to an off-ball guard kind of position for the Lions. Zahn now trapped, though, by Maddie Lair near the half-court stripe. Gets it to Zingzheim, who goes down that far side. Now retreat dribble and gets it back out to Zahn, who stabs that one with one hand. Nice play by Addison Zahn. Down the lane she goes up with the right hand, can't finish. Good defense by Maddie Lair to go straight up and down. And the rebound down strongly, as always, with Peyton Chemnitz. Outlet pass, and the Vikings are into the front court. Ends up with Lair in the right wing, right corner. Check that. Down underneath to Pino, who forces one up and misses. Good defense by Zingzheim once again. Litterick is in the corner if they want her. They get it to Pearson Litterick. She looks underneath. Miscommunication tipped out by Pino. Jess Pino gets a thumbs up from Coach Schroffnagel, who's happy to see her continue to play well on the defensive side of the floor. She did have 10 points as well against New Holstein, but she gets a lot of deflections. Next step, I think, for Jess Pino is completing those into steals. Here's the inbounds pass from Zahn, finds Kirsten Litterick. Down the lane she goes, and the first points for the sophomore Litterick, who got it from the sophomore Zahn. 3 sophomores out there right now, with Drykosen as well for the Lions. Future's bright for this program, especially with Coach Cook involved and the expertise and success that has followed her on her various assistant and head coaching stops. Here is a 3-ball from Peyton Chemnitz that misses. Chemnitz is now 0 for 5 on the season with 3 balls. Down the lane goes Emily Drykosen, lost her footing, and it'll go the other way. Good hustle by Ethan Cole there to retrieve the ball for the game. Boys will be over at Laconia, over in the pit. That's where the wrestlers are tonight. See if we can get you an update on that if possible. Couple of trips over to Rosendale. Here's another 3 for Shea. This comes up short. Good strong rebound by Litterick on the far side. There's Pearson Litterick and Parker Litterick. Haven't seen Parker yet in the game. Check that. She is. Nope, Parker is not. Sorry. Yes, probably see her at some point tonight. Parker's the senior of the two. Pearson a sophomore. Zahn has it out near the half-court stripe, crosses Kuski over, and now going to once again try to drive, get a little bit of a bump, and it'll be another whistle. We're going to be shooting a lot of free throws tonight at this rate, I'll tell you that. Don't plan for an early one. This one will take a while. Here's Litterick on that right corner. Kicks it back out to Geiger, goes underneath. Going to work is Zingzheim, and finishing. That's a strong move, and up with the right hand. Little hook shot, baby hook there from Jay Zingzheim, and she's got her first 2 points of the game. So very balanced output so far for the Lions, and they're back within 3. Bounce from Shea to Cole. Cole drives with the left hand, kicks it out. Conkey thought about the 3-ball. Instead, it ends up with Kiara Shea, who tries a bounce pass, and it goes through. Wayward pass there from Kiara Shea, and it'll head back over to the Lions, who currently are on a 4-0 run. Vikings had the 7-point lead at 12-5. Lomira brought in Litterick and Drykosen, and they have been cooking ever since. No pun intended. Good rebound there as Zingzheim couldn't finish that time with the hook shot. Cole's going to try her second 3 of the ball game, and it misses off to the left. Tipped out by the Vikings, back to the Lions once again. Lomira doing a terrific job defensively. Again, they aren't pressuring the ball. They don't leave the 3-point arc, but if you look at the shooting, especially the long shooting, 3-point shooting of the Vikings, it's not very good. Shea goes down the floor. Nice bounce pass across the paint to McKenna Conkey. And Conkey's got her first 2 points. A lot of sophomore talent out there. All 3 sophomores have scored for the Vikings. And a couple of sophomores have scored and gotten their scoring accounts open already for the Lions as well with Litterick and Zahn. Here's Drykosen. Bounces underneath. Zingzheim can't get it to go. Good defense by Peyton Chemnitz and a strong rebound for McKenna Conkey. Chemnitz fires a one-handed pass that almost went out of bounds, saved by Shea. Gets it to Cole, tries another three. This looks better, and she hit it. Abby Cole with a triple. She's got 2 of those tonight, and the Vikings lead just like that. You blink, and it's back to 8. Zahn will walk it into the front court. Gets it to Litterick. Litterick looks near side. That was a double dribble, and it'll go back to the Vikings. Just a little bit of a mental error there from Pierston Litterick. I'll tell you what, watching in the second half last year, these Lions against the Flyway champion Vikings, you know how strong that WLA team was, undefeated regular season, but you saw glimpses in that second half with Pierston Litterick and with Zahn. Here's a triple from Shea. She missed it deep, and a rebound down to Callie Newman, sorry. We'll see Reese Newman in a couple of weeks. She's the point guard for St. Mary's Springs. This is Callie Newman, though. Averages 12.2 points per game for the Lions. Ball ends up underneath. Backing down was Meisenheimer. She gets it back to Litterick. Litterick throws one up and can't get the floater to finish. And Maddie Lair was fouled on the rebounded attempt. So the Vikings back out to an 8-point lead. Springs tonight is hosting Mayville. Based on the way that conference results have gone, you would assume Springs will take that one. Campbell Sport hosts North Fond du Lac. That should be a good one. Here's a triple for Cole once again. She's firing them up from all over the place. I think she's shot 5 threes now, and she's 2 for 5. Cole finds Shea. Nice bounce pass across the paint. Probably the game of the night would be Laconia at Omro. Omro trying to right the ship after losing that close game. Excuse me. That was played in the 40s. Winning score was in the 40s between Lomira and Omro. Here's a Addison Zahn 3. That's deep. Banks off, but the offensive rebound was long, and it went to Pierston Litterick. Sorry. Near side, down underneath to Meisenheimer, and Meisenheimer does a nice job to get after the offensive glass, tie it up, and it'll stay with the Lions. Good hustle. Isabella Meisenheimer is a junior as well. Lindsay Nell back into the game with Jess Pino, Siri Kuski out there as well, taking a few of the other starters that haven't gotten a breakout, namely Kiera Shea off the floor. That's a nice, well-worked inbounds play, but Newman can't finish. Tapped around, ends up with Zahn. She can't finish. Gets her own offensive board, dribbles it off her foot, and it'll go back over. Coach Schraffnagel not happy there. 2 offensive rebounds given up, and he was making it clear to his team that's got to get cleaned up, certainly. Here's Kuski on the near side. Vikings nursing an 8-point lead. Cole thought about the triple. Now she's going to drive. Kicks it to Conkey, top of the key, between the circles, off of a Cole screen, gets it down to Nell. Nell drives up with the floater. This is well short. Tipped out, and it will go back to the Lions. Pino touched it last. And Lomira will retake the basketball. The Vikings got to avoid the temptation of firing up the first open 3. Now, that's something WLA struggles with. That's tipped away from Pino, stolen by Conkey up ahead to Nell. And Nell's going to drive. That's kicked by Addison Zahn, and it'll stay with the Vikings. Now, this is something the Vikings do struggle with. They get into these grooves, if you will, that they just shoot the first open shot they get. Now, Lomira's going to give you open 3s here. That's been pretty clear. Addison Zahn was outside the 3-point line. That's like the first time we've seen Lomira defend outside the arc yet tonight. So you got to avoid just taking them because they're open, because they're going to be there. You got to take a good shot, find a good shot, good quality shot, and we'll see if the Vikings can do that. So far they have, to their credit. And they're going to get Geiger on the arm bar there, trying to defend Siri Kuski, all tied up with 5 fouls apiece now. That's the second on Geiger. Tricky spot for Siri Kuski to check it in from. They're going to try to work Nell open. Oh, and rolling to the hoop. That's a brilliant inbounds play from Coach Schraffnagel. Well drawn up. Pino rolls to the rack, and she finishes. 10-point lead. This is the largest of the ball game for the Vikings. 19-9 with 6:28 to play. Bounces down. This is Steinman. Looks back to Zahn, and I believe that'll be the second foul on Jess Pino, who looks inquisitively at how that might have been whistled a foul. You gotta play what I call the tennis ball defense tonight. You know, I always talked about Bo Ryan making his guys use, where you hold tennis balls. That was missed from Newman once again, so that you couldn't grab and you could when you were defending, made you move your feet. That was the thinking behind it, at least. That's how you got to play tonight, because any little bit of contact, as we just saw there, Lomira was backing off. We're going to be shooting a lot of free throws at this rate. But nonetheless, Nell goes to the line. At least it's been consistent. You got to take that, right? Nell goes to the charity stripe. First free throw is deep for Lindsay Nell. She's now 1 for 3 from the free throw line. Missed more already in her first 3 attempts tonight than she did in 9 attempts on Monday night, went 8 of 9. Should find my notes from that New Holstein game and make sure I got that correct. But I believe she just missed the one. Ethan Cole went a perfect 8 for 8 on Tuesday night as the Vikings got a big win over Omro. Boys did. Set up a big matchup with Laconia tomorrow. There's a nice move by Addison Zahn, and she spins down the paint and finishes with the right hand. Cole thought about the three again. That, again, would have been a poor decision to shoot that. So Cole doing a good job to pass that up. Now she's going to take this one. This is off. Banks in. Abby Cole's hit her third 3 of the night, and that 21.4% three-point percentage is going to go up. She's, by my count, 3 for 6 from 3 so far tonight. 23-11, Vikes lead it here by a dozen. Good take here from Newman, and they're going to say she shuffled her feet before she got the floater to go. That'd have been the first points for Callie Newman. But instead it'll go the other way, and the Vikings have a chance to build on this 12-point lead. 23 on the floor and shuffle it off to Kiera Shea. Underneath from Kuski to Pino, kicks it out to Shea. Shea pump fakes the 3. Back down to Kuski. Kuski drives with the right hand. Back out to Shea. Corner 3 on the way. Hit it. Kiera Shea with her second triple of the night. And the lead is 15. The Vikings shooting the basketball really, really well here in this first half. Got the benefit of a banked in 3 as well. That's tipped out by Pino, and it'll stay with the Lions. But 5 threes, well, the Vikings have won games without hitting 5 threes in the entire contest. They've also lost games where that happens. 5 threes and a half of basketball is probably the most WLA has had this season. They have not hit many threes altogether. Shea's into the passing lane, and they're going to say she walked. Just a little bit unlucky there. Shea plays so fast. I think that maybe is the next step for her. Although, I had this conversation before. That's a dangerous thing. Her speed is what makes her great. And a great player she is. One of the best players in the Flyway. Cole almost traveled there. And it all starts on the defensive end for Kiera Shea. She has it here between the circles, and she'll initiate the WLA offense up 15 and rolling at this point. Nell hands to Shea. Vikings have not gotten out in transition as much as they usually do. Give credit to Lomira. Live ball turnovers have not been much of a thing. Shea hit another 3. Shea has 9, all of them coming from 3. That's her third triple of the night. It's an 18-point Viking lead, and it continues to swell. There's Steinman. Top of the key, this is Parker Litterick. Back to Steinman. Good job by Zingheim to work against Pino. Down the lane, she goes up with the right hand. That was a smooth move, but she couldn't finish. And the rebound down to Pino. Outlets it ahead to Kiera Shea. Back to Pino. Pino has not shot a 3 this season. Shea thought about it. That'd have been a heat check if there ever was one. Down the lane goes Nell. Crashing the offensive board is 3 Vikings. Kuski, Cole, and Lindsay Nell. And between the 3 of them and a couple of Lomira players, they tie it up for a jump ball. Arrow points to the Vikes. Well, it was a good start for Lomira. Here's Shea. Thought about the 3. Now going to drive the lane. Kicks it out to Nell. Top of the key. Couple dribbles. Gets it back to Shea. Lions are going to have to extend the defense just a little bit, either that or bank on WLA not shooting like this in the second half, which probably wouldn't be a bad bet. Cole looks to Kuski in the corner, back out to Shea on the right wing. Left wing, check that. Cross-court pass, down the lane goes Nell. Drug the pivot foot. Nell traveled. 18-point lead, and the Vikes will go back on defense. Been good defensively for the Vikings. Now, the Lions are not incredibly proficient offensively. 42.4 points per game is all they average. It's impressive talking about the Lions' defense, and certainly they're going to feel a little hard done by the shots that WLA made so far in this one, but they're 9-9 on the season, 4-4 in the Flyway Conference, and they only average just short of 43 points per game. I mean, that's pretty impressive if you ask me. Here's a jump shot from Parker Litterick, and she's got her first points. No one has more than a bucket for the Lions other than Addison Zahn. She's got 4, a couple of free throws and a layup. Otherwise, it's been a bucket here and a bucket there for the Lions. Shea's got her first 2-point basket of the game. There's Steinman, and the Vikings caught napping, didn't get back. 16-point lead for the Vikings. Shea's got 11, as does Abby Cole. They lead it in terms of scoring for WLA. 4 points for Lindsay Nell. That's the next best. Kuski goes up with this after driving to the paint. She's going to lob one up to Pino, and it goes off her hands out. Back over to the Vikes. Or check that, the Lions, sorry.
In for the Vikings, number 33, Peyton Kemnitz.
Been a little bit more flow to this game. We've only had the one timeout. And certainly in the last couple of minutes have not seen the barrage of whistles that we did earlier, so it's been a good game to watch as Shea is whistled for a foul. I don't know how you call that, standing 30 feet away, and the back of the offensive player is turned. Certainly not his call, but whistle was blown, and going to the free throw line is Callie Newman, who's trying to get herself onto the score sheet for the first time tonight. Front end of the 1-and-1 is missed from Callie Newman. Lions are now 3 for 5 from the free throw line. Vikings are 3 for 6 from the free throw line. Cole, corner 3, that's missed, deep, didn't hit anything, and that allowed Kuski to get the rebound on the far side. Kick it out to Peyton Kemnitz. Here's Shea. Shea pick and pop with Peyton Kemnitz. Long 2 on the way. This one rattles off, and a good strong rebound by Callie Newman. Newman collects it. Far side, good look. Kirsten Litterick blocked by Peyton Kemnitz. Offensive rebound for Parker Litterick. Kicks it out. Callie Newman's going to try a triple. This one misses off to the left. Tipped out by Zingzheim, and it'll go back to the Vikings. Tell you what, Jay Zingzheim is very active. On the offensive glass, couldn't collect that one. She's been good rebounding-wise for the Lions. Shea almost turned it over. Good defense by Parker Litterick. Gets it to Cole, down underneath to Kuski. Kuski kicks it to Conkey. Top of the key. This is a long 2, but she hit it. McKenna Conkey's got 4 points for the Vikes. Conkey averages 2.6 points per game, so above her season average already with a couple of shots. Getting more and more playing time as this season has unfolded. McKenna Conkey's ability to guard in the post, so you're seeing it right now. She's allowed Coach Schroffnagel to use her as a substitution for Jess Pino, which, other than Peyton Kemnitz, he was looking for earlier in the season. Good defense there by Conkey to go straight up and down, and it'll stay with the Lions on the deflection.
In for the Vikings, number 12, Maddie Lair.
Lair will come in for Shea. Shea will get halftime plus the extra 30 seconds here to end the first half. Coach Schroffnagel's been able to put all his players with 2 fouls on the bench, which is nice. This last defensive possession, you would assume. Callie Newman, that's a good drive. She took Kemnitz all the way to the hoop, and that's the first points for Callie Newman. Vikings have done a nice job on her. Shea has drawn the assignment much of this first half. As soon as Shea steps off the floor, well, Newman scores her first points. That was merely coincidence, right? Driving the lane is Cole. Ends up with Conkey. Top of the key. Kemnitz got to think about it. She shoots it. Jumper from the free throw line misses. Rebound down to Parker Litterick, and that'll be the halftime buzzer. Vikings lead it here by 16 at half, 33-17. 11 points for both Kiara Shea and Abby Cole. That leads it for the Vikings. Leading scorer for the Lions is Addison Zahn with 4. We'll add up the rest, tell you about it here at halftime. Come back with us. And stay with us as we continue halftime on WLA TV. All right, I got to step in here. Halftime, we got a couple of Lomira area natives. I see Kevin Volbright out there. That's Chloe Volbright's dad. And I see Jen Kuski out there as well. That's Siri Kuski's mom. Are we going to overtime here? 4? 4-4. I know you can't see the hoops. Our camera isn't wide enough. I'll tell you who wins it. This is a close one. Oh, they're going to give him 10 seconds. All right, let's see. Both of them hit their first. Kuski hits the second. Volbright hits the second. Kuski hits the third. She's 3 for 3 in the overtime period. 4 for 4. Jen Kuski's running away with it. It's a landslide. Oh, 5 for 5. She's a machine. 6 for 6. Volbright's 4 for 5. 5. He's got to hit this one. Oh, Kuski hits the 7th. She hit 7. And Kevin Volbright hit 5. No, he hit 6. There were 13 in the extra 20 seconds. That was impressive. I'll tell you what, we need those two shooting free throws for our some of our high school teams out here for the Vikings. I say that in jest, of course. That was impressive, though. So I know Kevin, both of them are loyal listeners to WLA TV when they can't make it here to the academy for a game. So I hope Kevin goes back and able to watch his form, maybe take some pointers, figure out how he can get the win the next time. Tell you about some statistics here at halftime just as soon as I'm done adding them up. Everything unofficial, of course, as you know. It's pretty simple for Lomira. It's a lot of 2s and a lot of 1, 3, and a 4. Very balanced scoring for the Lions, which they have been all season long. After Callie Newman's 12.2, you got Zingzheim with 6.9, Addison Zahn 6.4, Emily Drykosen 5.2, Marie Steinman 4.1, Pearson Litterick 3, Nadine Geiger 2. So it's a very balanced team overall, and we've seen that so far this evening. Pearson Litterick has 2. Parker Litterick has 2. Marie Steinman has 3. Addison Zahn leads the team with 4. Callie Newman with 2. Jay Zingzheim with 2. And Nadine Geiger with 2. That's the scoring for the Lions. A little bit simpler on the Vikings side. Jess Pino with 3. Lindsay Nell with 4. McKenna Conkey with 4. Abby Cole and Kiera Shea both have the team lead at 11 points in that first half. Both of them hit 3 threes. The Vikings hit 6 of them in the first half. When's the last time the Vikings had 18 points off of threes in an entire game? Tonight they have it in one half from behind the arc. And the Vikings needed it from the offensive perspective to kind of wash out the taste of their mouths, although 33, I don't know if that would have been enough against New Holstein. That New Holstein offense was something else. And I think the Vikings are going to see another good offense. Probably not quite as good of an offense, but certainly a terrific defensive team coming in here tomorrow with Kewaskum. The number 6th ranked team in Division III will be here tomorrow evening. Looking forward to that one. We'll have the call on WLA TV. Hope you'll join us for that. It's a 16-point lead for the Vikings over the Lions. Second half coming up in about 5 minutes, and you're watching on WLA TV. Stay with us. Welcome back here to Winnebago Lutheran Academy. Jordan King with you. Second half of action. Vikings with a 16-point lead. We have a lot of fun up here in the broadcaster's perch / concession stand, which is where I'm located. There's a block from Addie Zahn and headed the other way. And Kiera Shea's not happy about it. She pokes it away. It'll stay with the Lions, though. That's, Geiger down the lane. Kicks it out. Newman tries the three. Hit it. Callie Newman with the first triple of the night for the Lions. And back within 13 comes Lomira. Down the lane goes Shea. Shea thought about the jumper. Tries to bounce it down underneath to Pino. It was kicked. Vikings will trigger it in with Shea. Shea's going to go off a screen. Lindsay Nell, nice backdoor cut from Kiera Shea. And she hits the jumper. Kiera Shea's got 13. She averages 14.6 points per game. That's third in the Flyway. Down the lane goes Addie Zahn. Can't get that one to fall. Offensive rebound. Hook shot, no. Another offensive board. This time Zahn once again. Tied up with Jess Pino, and it'll go back to the Vikings. Both Nell and Shea are chasing Bree Rock of North Fond du Lac, who's averaging something like 18 points per game, something like that, for the Orioles. And then the next two are both WLA Vikings. Top two rebounders in the conference. Here's the top rebounder. It's Abby Cole, 9.6 rebounds per game, and then with 8.6 boards per contest, that's Lindsay Nell. So the top two rebounders and second and third scorers in the conference are all Vikings. And the top assist person and top steal person, that's both of those belong to Kiera Shea. That's tipped out by, I want to say that was Zingzheim who tipped that one out. Kiera Shea leads the conference in both assists at 3.9 and steals at 4.3. Shea looks, surveys the floor underneath to Pino, top of the key, Nell. Nell drives, hands off to Kuski. Goes to the near side with Abby Cole. Cole not settling for threes anymore. Down lane she goes, up with the left hand. That curls home. Shooter's soft touch there on the rim for Abby Cole. She's got 13 of her own. The scoring competition between Shea and Cole continues, and the Vikings are the beneficiary of that. Down the lane goes Newman, poked away by Cole. Nell completes the steal, up ahead to Shea. Cross-court pass to Kuski. Can she keep it in? She will. Somehow bat that back into Abby Cole. Cole looks to Kuski in the corner. Triple on the way. Looks good, but it's short. Dead on. That's right behind where I am, or right in front of where I am, and it was right on line, but a little bit short. That was Steinman who was a little off with that pass, and Emily Drykosen will check back in for the Lions and assume her defensive responsibilities. Drykosen has yet to score tonight. She's the fourth leading scorer with about 5 points per game for the Lions. Down the lane goes Kuski, gives it to Cole. She's guarded by Drykosen. Kicks it out to Shea, thought about the triple. Got to start respecting it now after they both hit. Talking about Cole and Shea, both hit three of them in the first half. Nell hasn't hit one yet. This one looks good. It rattles home for Lindsay Nell. Vikings have hit 7 threes tonight. And the Vikings going to get into some sort of trapping defense here. Looks like a 1-3-1. Tipping the ball is Shea into the front court. Up with the right hand, finishes. Shea's got 15 off of the steal. It's going to force a timeout from Coach Cook, and she is not thrilled with what has transpired here to start the second half. And the Vikings lead it by 22. Good start to the second frame for the Vikes, extending what was a 16-point halftime lead out to 42-20. We'll take the timeout with them. It's full. Back after this. It's WLA TV. Coming out of this timeout, Vikings have opened up a 22-point lead and ready to play. Zahn lobs it to Newman. Bounces back to Zahn. 1-3-1 extended, trying to trap him at the half court. Jess Pino steps into a passing lane, tips it away. Kuski's into the front court, gives to Shea. Shea down the lane, bumped and fouled by Addie Zahn. 42-20. Haven't seen the wrestling team come back as of yet. Do have the drive back from Rosendale afterwards, I suppose. They're over at Laconia in the pit. Vikings boys team heads there tomorrow night. Gonna have your pick. I say you drive to Rosendale, scream your head off for the boys team, and you can stream the YouTube WLA TV. You can stream us with the earbuds in. How about that? There's your plan tomorrow night, WLA fans. Down the lane goes Lindsay Nell. She finishes that, and Nell's quickly up to 9 points here in the second half. She's got 5 in the second half alone. Vikings get a hand on another pass. This pressure and the different look is really giving Lomira some problems. Kirsten Litterick hits about a 15-footer, and she's got 4. Still a 22-point Viking lead. They have the Lions doubled up right now. Down the lane goes Shea into the corner. Cole's going to try another 3. This one looks off, and it misses to the left. Strong rebound by Zingzheim. Outlet to Zahn. Zahn up ahead to Newman. Oh, that's a dangerous spot to be. Throws it over the outstretched hands of Kira Shea. Far side, Drykosen 3. This misses short. Offensive board. Good strong play by Zingzheim, and she's got 4. First points of the second half for Jay Zingzheim. And like I said in the first half, she's been a monster on the offensive glass. Hasn't always been able to pull it down, and she's usually battling a couple of Vikings in there. WLA not a great defensive rebounding team to begin with, and both of the posts for Lomira, Zingzheim and Geiger, both of them have given WLA some issues. Here's Shea off of a Nell screen. Gives it to Kuski here on the left side. Drives with the right hand to the middle of the paint. That's a cross-court pass. Zahn was waiting there, and a little bit ill-advised there for Nell to throw that one. Zahn into the front court. Goes around Shea. Goes around Kuski. Goes around Cole. Euro step. Oh, that's a pretty move for Madison Zahn. She's got 6. And that's going to force the Coach Schroffnagel timeout. Not the biggest run you'll ever see, but a 6-0 run gets Lomira back within 18 points. And Coach Schroffnagel wants to talk about it. It's full. We'll take it with him. 44-26. Stay with us, WLA TV. Viking basketball out of the timeout. And with an 18-point lead, 44-26. After a Coach Cook timeout, Lomira responded in a positive way. Abby Cole almost traveled, instead gets it to Jess Pino. That was deflected, but somehow finds the bottom of the hoop. 5-point lead for, not a 5-point lead, that's a 20-point lead. 5 points for Jess Pino. Far side, this is Kirsten Litterick. She has Drykosen flashing free on the far side. Instead comes top of the key to Zingzheim, who kicks it out to Newman. Zahn cutting through was Litterick. Zahn instead goes to Newman, and they swing the ball back around. Drykosen posts up. That's a good move by her. And she finishes. Emily Drykosen's on the board for the Lions. I have 8 Lions scoring tonight. Very good output. And again, some of them very young players for this Lions team. Offensive rebound is Jess Pino collecting the Siri Kuski miss, and Pino's got 7. Couple coming on second chance points for the Vikings. Here's Litterick down the lane, poked away by Pino. Now on the floor, Vikes get there with Abby Cole, and Litterick ties it up.
In for the Vikings, number 12, Maddie Lair, number 33, Caitlin Chemnitz, and number 25, McKenna.
Lair Chemnitz-Conkey back in for the Vikings. Zahn will trigger it in for the Lions. Finds Drykosen. She drives, kicks it to Newman. Newman shot fake. Another shot fake. Vikings back to man-to-man. Here's Newman. Callie Newman down the lane. Euro step through, and she finishes. That's a good take from Callie Newman. She's got 7. Now the leading scorer for the Lions. Shea's into the front court. Far side, that's Nell. Nell guarded by Newman, who's got 5 second half points for the Lions. Chemnitz, she's guarded by Litterick. Goes under the screen. Now down to Lair, kicks it to Shea. Top of the key 3 on the way. That looks good, but it's just a touch short from Kiera Shea. Good looking shot. Shea's 3-point jumper is rounding into form just when you need it to if you're a Vikings fan. 18-point lead, and the Lions have been slowly cutting into this for the Vikings after they extended it to as much as a 22-point lead earlier here in the second half. Here's Newman underneath to Zingzheim. Can't get that one to go. Defensive rebound from Chemnitz, and she played good defense on the play as well. Down the lane goes Shea. Up with the right hand. Shea, it's like someone just loads up a human slingshot, and she's down the floor in a heartbeat. Fouling that time was, I believe it was Lindsay Nell coming down with kind of a tomahawk chop motion. That's usually draws the whistle. I'm going to say it was Chemnitz instead on the getting Drykosen on the arm, and Emily Drykosen, her first trip to the line, the 4th trip for any Lion tonight. That's good for Drykosen. Kind of amazing with the amount of fouls we've had that haven't shot many free throws. 7 for the Lions, 6 for the Vikings. Both of them hit by Drykosen, and she's got 4 second half points. The lead is back down to 18. Here is Chemnitz, hands to Nell. Nell kicks it to Lair. She thinks about the 3, going to trigger it up off of Chemnitz's hands, or too many K's, Conkey's hand, McKenna Conkey. And back over to the Lions. Interesting. Kind of surprising there to see Lair fire up the 3. She's 1 for 14 on the season. Was 1 for 13 coming into this one. She can hit it. She's got a good jump shot. Just has not fallen for her. Good one. Has not fallen for her this year. There was a block from Chemnitz. Now she's running the point. Gives it up. Oh, Shea picked the pocket of Litterick and finished. Shea's got 8 second half points, 19 to lead all scorers here. Her average will go up as she tries to chase down teammate Lindsay Nell in season scoring. Nell now gets the block. Down the lane goes Shea. She scores. Count the basket and the foul. Kirsten Litterick got a piece of her hand. Sorry, that's Meisenheimer who's whistled for it. Second foul here in this half for the Lions. Lead back up to 22 for the Vikes. And Shea will try to collect her 22nd point, and she will. Confident from the line there for Kiera Shea. She's got 22 points. And the lead for the Vikings is 23. Here's Drykosen. Nice rip-through move. Down the lane she goes, and on the floor, I'll say she was bumped by Maddie Lair on the drive. .9:13 to play. Last quarter of the game or so. As they'll try to work Newman open. Instead, Shea is the recipient of the pass. She pokes it away, and Kiera Shea's got 24. She's at least hit her 4-point, 3 steals per game. That is such an impressive mark. I've never in my life seen a conference where the steals per game leader has more steals than the assists per game leader. Oh, by the way, it's the same person. Name a more exciting athlete in the Flyway Conference. I'll wait. Kiera Shea. See her, watch her play softball. You think this is impressive? Watch her score on a bunt in softball. That's a whole new level of excitement. Down the lane goes Lindsay Nell. Lomira got a good softball team as well. Here's Maddie Lair, who hits the jumper after Shea got the offensive board. Lomira went to state last year in softball. WLA was ranked #1, swept the Lions in conference play, but WLA fell to Chilton, and then the Lions took care of the Tigers. Underneath goes Drykosen. She'll go to the line once again. Her second trip there. She's 2 for 2 tonight, and she's got 4 points. Tell you what, Drykosen and Zahn, Litterick, Zingzheim, Steinman, all underclassmen. By underclassmen, I mean non-seniors for this Lion team. 59-32, 17-point lead for the Vikings. I'm sorry, 27-point lead for the Vikings. It's Thursday, okay? I've done a lot of math this week. And we still got one more game to go. Who knows what kind of train wreck tomorrow's going to be like. But I'm going to enjoy it while it happens. After this, we have 3 next week, 3 games next week, 1 game the following week, 3 games, and then 1 game. So we're coming down here to the final little stretch of basketball. I would expect probably 1 game each for the boys and the girls to host before they're going to, I would guess, probably head on the road in postseason play. Both might get 2. Be interesting to see how the seeding works out. First free throw is good for Emily Drykosen. She's 3 for 3 from the charity stripe. Lions have shot well from the line. Drykosen is 4 for 4. 7 for 9 from the line tonight. Lomira still trail by 25. Down the lane goes Nell, up with the left hand or right hand. Check that. Can't get it to go. Good defense by the Lions. Offensive rebound fought for by Nell and Conkey. Ends up with Drykosen. Good strong play there. Here's Parker Litterick into the front court. Goes to Drykosen. Underneath, good pass to Geiger. Kicks it out. This is Meisenheimer. Almost another steal for Kiera Shea. And that's a little bit off from Parker Litterick, and it'll go back over to the Vikes. Should be a fun spring season, I would imagine, and I'm not trying to oust the winter sports season here. I'd like it to stay around as long as it can, but I think the girls' soccer team, softball should be very good again. Here's a 3 from Abby Cole. This misses. Offensive rebound. Kiera Shea got in there somehow and yanked down an offensive board. Underneath it'll go. They got Meisenheimer. I don't know why I want to say Wollersheim. There's a Wollersheim on the team for Lomira. But that was Meisenheimer on the foul. Here's Cole. Down the lane, scoops it up with the right hand, can't get it to go. But spring season should be fun. It was fun to watch the softball teams get out there. I mean, the Flyway's got some good softball now. WLA and Lomira, Laconia. There's some good softball teams in the Flyway Conference. And if you haven't, that's a sport you need to pick up. I mean, college softball is so much fun to watch. And we very, very lucky to see some good softball in the area. Unfortunately there for Marie Steinman, her hair was out of bounds, and that was what turned the ball back over to the Vikings. The Lions going to do the hockey line substitution with 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in this one. Shea, Kamenetz. Nice cut by Maddie Lair. Lair doesn't finish. And I think they're going to get McKenna Conkey with the foul. No, they're going to whistle this on the Lions, so it'll stay here for the Vikes. Callie Newman picks up her third foul. She hasn't really gotten going. She's got 7 points for the Lions. Here's a triple from McKenna Conkey that misses. Rebound fought for, ends up with Addie Zahn. Zahn across the Viking logo into the front court, guarded by Conkey. This is Wollersheim. There you go. Now we got Elle Wollersheim out there. And it's tipped out by Maddie Lair. Keep it with the Lions. Newman. Skip pass. This is Wollersheim. Goes down the right side of the paint. Defended well by Abby Cole, who gets the block. Cole then into the front court. One-hand pass, cross-court pass from Shea. And I think, Shea's got 24. Maybe that was a situation where she was trying to be unselfish, pick up an assist, certainly. I think she'd been better served and in a tighter game perhaps would have just scored there on the right side. Rebound or inbounds from Kamenetz, who's now got it on the block. This is the Lomira lineup for Coach Schroffnagel. Kuski, Lydia Bernhard, Chloe Volbright, and Jess Pino all reside in the town of Lomira. Got the St. John's Lomira crew out there. You got a starting 5 from Lomira if you add on Addie Zahn. Down the lane and fouled. That's a good take from Jay Zingzheim. She'll head back to the free throw line. Check that. It's her first trip to the line. Thought she had gone earlier in the first half, but she had not. First free throw is good. That's a good-looking free throw shot from Jay Zingzheim, who's got 5 points now. And 8 for 10 are the Lions from the free throw line. Yeah, second one for Zingzheim. That's a good output from the charity stripe. Has been charitable to the Lions so far tonight. Pino spears that one with one hand. Back out to Kamenetz, who's going to drive now with the right hand. One-hand bounce pass over to Volbright. Top of the key, Kuski. Ends up with Bernhard, who hands to Kuski. Siri down the lane, guarded by Zahn. Skip pass to Volbright, who has it top of the key. She's going to drive. Try to kick it back out to Kuski. Now she does. Top of the key, Kamenetz. Down to Pino. Back to Kamenetz. Peyton Kamenetz has it go off her thigh, but they're going to get a foul on Newman first. That being the 4th on her. Kuski will key it in. Gets it to Volbright. Back to Kuski. Posting up was Bernhard for a brief moment. There's Pino. Back to Volbright. Oh, that's picked off from, well, steal not completed, but close. Emily Drykosen onto the floor. So there's your 6th St. John's Lomira Charger out there. Not that you guys probably care about that, but I'm just here to state the facts that you don't care about. That's my job. Underneath the Bernhard, she can't finish. Good rebound once again by Zingzheim. Not sure what the statistics are there, but she has collected a lot of boards tonight for the Lions. Zahn into the front court. Guarded by Kamenetz. There's Drykosen. Litterick Couple of screens for Litterick. She's guarded by Volbright. Back down to Zahn. Zahn skip pass to the free throw line. That's Wollersheim, poked away by Siri Kuski. 4 minutes to play here. Vikings lead it by 23. Kuski down the far side, up with the right hand. The floater's good for Siri Kuski. Her first 2 points. Took a little while for her to get going, but she has scored here this evening. 61-36. Zahn into the front court. Crosses, spins down the right side of the paint. Now the reverse dribble out to the three-point line. That looked good, but was short from Addison Zahn. And the rebound collected by Siri Kuski. She dispatched of Lydia Bernhard there, her teammate. There's Chemnitz. Checking in is going to be Conkey and Lair. I think they'll take out Kuski and Pino as Coach Strafnagel will get the rest of his starters out of the game. Addie's on with the foul there. That's just her second as she bumped Kuski on the drive. There's confirmation of that. Actually, they're going to take out Chemnitz and Kuski. Leave Pino out there for the last 3:21. Vikings have a really good team coming in tomorrow. Kewaskum is no joke, and it really knew, yeah, that's a moving screen on Volbright. Kind of reached out her arms to hold the Lomira player back, and it'll go back the other way. First foul on Volbright. But, Coach, I mean, the Vikings knew this week was going to be tricky. This week would have been tricky even last year with the team that the Vikings had, I would say. Here's Zahn. Guarded by Conkey. Drykosen. Cutting through as Meisenheimer. They not able to find her. Here's Kirsten Litterick. That's tipped last by Pino, so it'll stay with the Lomira Lions with 2:44 to play. Well, both teams are going to pretty much be at their season averages. Vikings average 62.9, sorry. Parker Litterick and Marie Steinman, Callie Newman in. They'll take out Drykosen. They'll take out the three sophomores. Drykosen, Zahn, and Kirsten Litterick will take a seat as some of the more senior players get to play. Last couple of minutes of this one. Vikings average 62.9 points per game. Lions average 42.4. Both of them going to be right around their season averages tonight. That's a nice move by Callie Newman, and she's close to double figures now. She's got 9. 7 of the 9 coming here in the second half. 23-point lead, remains for the Vikings. Volbright has it far side. Hands to Conkey, back to Volbright. Skip pass to Bernhard. Maddie Lair crosses, kicks. Volbright being encouraged to shoot the triple by her teammates on the bench, as is Bernhard. Here's Conkey. Gets it to the, I thought they were going to feed Volbright in the corner. Instead, 3 on the way. Bernhard hit it. Lydia Bernhard with a triple. And the lead is back out to 26. Newman with a stutter step down the paint. Here is Meisenheimer. Good drive there. Poked away. Out. Last touch by Conkey. It'll go back to the Lions. Stay with the Lions. Minute 30 to play. After the game, we'll add up some final statistics, and we'll get out of here. Get ready for tomorrow's game against number 6 Kewaskum, and a division up on the Vikes, too. There's a rebound for Bernhard, and we'll shoot the bonus. Will WLA. Lomira got there in the first half. WLA got there here in the second half. Bernhard will try to build upon that triple she just hit. Front end is good for Lydia Bernhard. If nothing else, Bernhard with the chance to make the team's free throw statistics look a little bit better than they would have otherwise in this game. And she goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. 5 points. 18-point lead or 28-point lead for the Vikes as they've eclipsed their season average now. Wollersheim, Meisenheimer. They're right next to each other in the program. Okay, so give me a little bit of a break. Zingsheim finishes. She's got 8. Good take by her. And we've got 60 seconds left to play. Skip pass, tipped out. Nice play by Callie Newman. This was a case where the Vikings hit a lot of shots that they have not hit this season. I think they would all tell you that as well. They have not shot the 3 ball well at all. Lindsay Nells shoots it at a 1 of every 3. She's 33.3. Coming into tonight, Shea 24.6, Cole 21.4, Kuski 15.4. Those are your top 4 3-point shooters. Here's a 3 that's deep from Chloe Volbright, and a good rebound on the far side. Bounce pass to Kirsten Litterick, who's into the front court. Down to Chervenka, Caitlin Chervenka, another sophomore for the Lions. Parker Litterick has it with 20 seconds to play. This is Wollersheim. Down the lane she goes, up with the right hand, can't finish. Rebound is speared by McKenna Conkey, and that'll just about do it here. 8 seconds. All Lair has to do is get into the front court. They might not even make her do that. Well, she does anyway, and that'll close things out here from WLA. A 66-40 win for the Vikings. 26 points, led in big part by Kiera Shea. Shea had herself a night and had herself a second half for sure. She had 13 in the second half, 24 points on the night to lead the Vikes. Other scorers for the Vikings, we talked about the 5 for Lydia Bernhard in the second half. Lindsay Nell had 5 points, so a rare night for Nell, not in double figures. Vikings didn't need it, as they still handily beat the Lions, but 9 points for Lindsay Nell, 2 for Siri Kuski. Jess Pino had 3 in the first half, 4 in the second half. Add that up, that's 7. 2 for Maddie Lair. Abby Cole just a couple of points in the second half, but finished with 13, and then McKenna Conkey had 4 points. For the Lions, Kirsten Litterick had 4, 2 for Parker Litterick. 3 points for Marie Steinman. Addison Zahn had 6. Emily Drykosen had 6, went 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Callie Newman had a nice second half, scored 7 in the second half and 9 for the game. 2 points for Nadine Geiger and 8 points for Jay Zingsheim. So the leading scorer for the Lions, Callie Newman, with those 9 points. 66-40, Vikings with tonight's win move to 7-2 on the season. Lomira drops to 4-5 on the year, and Lacoниa's got Laconia, so my guess is both of those teams will be 4-5 heading into next week in Flyway action. So WLA 12-3 on the season, and once again for the 3rd time this year, respond to a loss with a win. They are undefeated in their next game after losing. They've lost to Laconia, Springs, and New Holstein. I have a feeling tomorrow's going to be a tough one for the Vikings as well. Well, I hope you'll join us for that tomorrow night as they host Kewaskum, coming in here to WLA, and we'll have it right here on WLA TV. Varsity will be streamed. Jordan King saying so long. 66-40. Vikings get the conference win tonight. Good night.